I'm not meant for this. I'm meant for something better. Let's jump into this. Roll it. Had a great email that came from somebody on this topic. They know they're not meant for what they're supposed to be doing, but they got to do it. The question really is, why are you doing it then? Should you be doing it, and how do you get out of it? Integrity, integrity, integrity. My favorite word lately, because whenever I talk to somebody, well, they're just kind of stuck outside of that realm of integrity. In this case, I got this email from this person, so I gave them a call and I was talking to them, and they're really lost because I think they're stuck in that same spot that I think a lot of us either have been or are, and some of us have been able to get out of it, and the question is why? A lot of us have ideas, a lot of us have those, mindsets of they're gonna be somebody, and then an idea pops in and they gonna go and act on it, and then they realize that it's not the best idea, or it's gonna take too much time, or it's gonna be too hard, and they quit. So quite frankly, it's very simple. Your confusion comes on who you are and what we're meant to be, and that's a narrative, and it's a false narrative, because you're never gonna be that person if you keep sticking around to who you are right now. This is to say that if you keep thinking in a negative way that you're never gonna be able to get out of where you're at, you're never gonna jump over to that person you were meant to be. Why is this important? Why is this topic so important? It's because people's dreams die because of this. They die inside because of this, and then they live the rest of their life, and they eventually go through that middle life crisis, and then they realize it's too late, and they give up altogether, and then they retire and unfortunately eventually die. The people who've decided to move on because they know that they're worth more than what they are right now are the people that say, I'm gonna make an effort to progressively make it there. I'm not gonna do it overnight. I know I can't do it overnight. I'm just gonna progressively move towards it. The fear you see needs to be challenged on a day-by-day basis, not overnight. You can't just quit your job, sell your house, pick up and, use all that money to start a business that you've always wanted. Most people have responsibilities, and those responsibilities have to be met, for one. Two, those people who just pick up and do that, oftentimes, they're not that successful, and the ones that are, well, they took a big risk, and they knew it was the risk of risks, and it was totally worth it, and they did it. But 99% of the other people, well, it's a big risk, and they sometimes, well, most of the time, they don't achieve it. And we see this a lot in restaurants where people are like, I'm gonna go mortgage my house, I'm gonna do this, that, so I can open up my dream restaurant, and 6 months later, they're crying because they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, and they know it's headed down a spiral, and within 2 years they're selling their house to make ends meet, but not only to make ends meet, but of course to also pay off all that bad debt. So do you want to be that person? Well, if it's a great idea, then risk it. Yes, I'm not saying don't, but if you're the other 99%, then take time. You need to say to yourself, I will start moving. I'm gonna give myself 6 months, and in those 6 months, I am gonna do at least one thing that's gonna get me to that person I want to be. This is not a race. This is more of a commitment to yourself that you will challenge yourself to win at moving in the right direction. I was talking to a colleague today, and he's like, oh, well, time flies by, and I was like, yeah, and he's shooting some video, and he's gonna be on the show, and he's like, yeah, it just flies by, and I'm like, man, I've been making a video every day for how long? And the days is summer, and I didn't realize it. Like, I haven't even finished my new trailer. It still says it's winter outside. I think that's the ending. They call it the end. And lastly, this comes down to opinions of others. What people both think of you and what you think of others. We as people are influenced very easily. We're told a different narrative of what we're seeing, and based on the things that are occurring around us, bada bing, bada boom, that narrative starts to become reality. This is whether, like yesterday's video, you look at somebody who's being ultra successful and you think to yourself, I'm never gonna achieve it, to other people telling you that you're never gonna achieve it, and then you realizing you're not going to achieve it, giving up. Instead of staying course and quitting only when it's time to quit because you've put everything down and you realize the next idea is going to be better, so I should quit on this now so I can work on the next idea. The mentality is very simple. We need to start moving slowly, day by day. These fears we have inside of us will subside as we start moving. The opinions people give us, everything that is said, all those little things, that conversations we're having in our minds, they slowly go away if you focus on that day-to-day of those goals you've set for yourself so that you can progressively grow. And once this happens, well, the rest is going to be history, and you're going to be coming on and having a great conversation with me to tell me how great it is 6 months down the road when successes finally start happening. My name is Nico Zarantes. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. If this is your first time here, check out the rest of the videos in this series and all the other series that really focus on that integrity and really growing our self-worth, our self-love, making those right decisions based on our values and really seeing success come. And of course, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the video, what you think of this series, and what was a time when you were sitting there thinking, hey, I'm not who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I'm meant to be somebody else. And how did it turn out when you actively started moving forward to it? Who knows? You might help somebody with the same question and the same dilemma you were having.